Why is Dave in rushing? He is.
Are we recording?
Yes.
Jesus Christ Almighty.
He is.
So Hannah started giving me a hard time about that. So she said, first of all, she said,
send me. Look at me. Who am I?
Who are you anyway? Huh? Who are you?
I'm a friendly clown.
Okay.
I'm coming here to help you. Help you do your VAT. Blah, blah, blah.
And then she said, you have to create your own account. But she was torturing me, Daniel. And then I said to her, I guess I'll just ask, the Bank of Ireland. Yes, you have to ask the bank. Oh, she was like this. You have to ask the Bank of Ireland, and they will tell you what to do. Okay. Anyway, so only November, 5 days to the election, actually, is it? Or 6 days?
What?
It's getting close, yeah.
It was funny, Tony Hinchcliffe, this American comedian, was speaking at a Trump rally in Madison Square Gardens, and I think there's something about Puerto Rico having a waste problem or something like that, and then he made this off-color joke about, there's a big pile of garbage in the United States.
Floating on the Atlantic Ocean as a Puerto Rico.
But it was kind of... in the right context, if you're friendly with the people you're roasting, if you're talking to somebody from Puerto Rico and they sense that and you're taking the piss, but in that kind of environment where the context wasn't, I don't think the context of it was actually set out properly. It kind of didn't go down well.
Yeah, send a letter to this comedian and explain him what he did wrong. I think he would be very thankful.
But people were acting like it's going to lose Trump the election, that all the Puerto Rican voters in New York and Philadelphia, these are swing states where they can go either way. But
Pennsylvania is the most...
I lived in Pennsylvania.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's the most swing state. And they say if he wins Pennsylvania, he wins all the election.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna help Trump.
I lived in a place called Bucks County in a town called Warminster. And I used to work in a gas station called Dick and Rips, and I was very, very friendly with a guy there called Matt Weir. Very nice guy. I wonder, is Matt still around? Of course, why shouldn't he be still around? I hope he's good. And I went to, his parents were very hardworking, and they used to one of the things they used to do was deliver newspapers. So they'd roll them a certain way and just fling them at people's doors, and I tried to do it, and I got car sick, and that was it.
You're such a wuss, David. You just get a car sick. You can't do this, you can't do that. You're puking. You used to be driven in a limo to school, and you just... It's so middle class. It makes me sick.
Oh, God. Somebody was sending me a clip of the Late Late Show. And what is it called? John and Edward were playing Ghostbusters. That was the start of the show. And they had all these characters from films like Beetlejuice. And it was just so beyond shite. Mm-hmm. It was so bad. Like, it was like, at old age home, at the end of life, you just put on any old entertainment. People are half dead anyway. But then so maybe when I look at that, yeah. Oh yes. So
could you set up the thing?
They were singing.
No clue.
Okay,
was it like 20 years ago? 10 years ago?
No, it was because
recent?
Patrick.
Which was Patrick Kilty. You just telling the story like we all know what's going in your head.
So Patrick Kilty is hosting. Well, it's a present day Late Late Show, and I assume it was a Halloween episode. So John and Edward run out and they're singing. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters! And obviously you can't really criticize John and Edward because there's something wrong with them. You know.
Why not? They are.
You know what I mean. So
They're not babies anymore.
okay, but anyway, there's something wrong with them, and then they're immune to. You can't really. And but sure, aren't they great? And they're flapping their legs. They look like some community arts group.
Yeah, you are. Patrick, who you gonna call? Louder! Think you better call Ghostbusters!
Come on, just flapper. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters, Catholic fun. And then at the end of it, they have this silver.
Special needs.
I know they have this, Hannah. They have this silver platter, and then they pull it out, and it's Patrick Keelty kind of going, you know, like somebody's cut off his head, and it's just a head on a table, and you're just looking at it. Now, you know, I'm
But
looking
you
at.
know, they used that trick before with you guys. They were on the platter being rolled into that
Yeah, but
show.
but the point is, Daniel, it's so hack. It's so like in 1963, if they did that show, people would be going, Jesus Christ. But like this is like 60 years later. But then people would look at me, Daniel, and they'd think I'm hack. So maybe like Trinity students look at me in the same way I would look at entertainment on Late Late Show or something. They think I'm so out of time. But then maybe that's what people want. We want shite food. We want McDonald's. We want fast food. We want sugar. We don't want to think, look, John and Edward, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. We can't dance. We can't sing. You know, Patrick Keelty. You know, it's so shite. But maybe... Anyway, it just is. It's amazing.
David, I can't believe that you're so politically correct. I don't know what was your point. I mean, are you?
I'm saying it's
are
a load
you
of shite, but
sitting
maybe
in-
that's what we deserve, or what should be on the TV. Maybe people don't want to be challenged in any
You know,
way.
you attack and defense at the same time.
Well, that's where it's going.
That's like spaghetti western.
What do you think of John?
Well, I mean, I don't rate them that highly.
I mean, what are they?
But yeah, no, it's just funny. Like
They're so shite, they're funny, right?
yeah, I guess it's kind of funny in a way. Or
Daniel,
something.
you look like you're stoned a little bit. It's funny.
I had a
But
nap. I had a nap.
Stay
You know, I feel like that.
Who
I
are you?
feel like that parent in that documentary of
Yeah.
the Woodstock. My son's in there, and he's in that house. Look over there, he's stoned, and you just see the. Come on here, you little fucker. You know.
But your son is 31.
But yeah, John.
And you're not prepared. You have nothing to say.
Who doesn't?
You.
About what?
About everything, because you just attacking and defending, and you
What are you
just
talking
not
about?
making-
But I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, how can this be brought? Like, what is this? Like, we are de-evolving. We're not. You know, you would think over the years they'd get more sophisticated and start improving, but this is so bad. But then I just feel there's be a group of people going, will you stop it? There's selling crack, okay? Just stop being just negative. You're just selling the crack, okay? It's just fun. What's your problem? You see, again, my consciousness is so expanded, right? I see things like in 360, and then most people, they just see it, look through there. Look, you see? So it's when I'm talking to people, like I'm like this, and then they're going like, so I have to go, hello? And then they're like, it's great, isn't it? And I'm like, and I have to gather all my attention into this tiny hole. It's very difficult to talk to people through this small
But you know what they say, that whoever follows celebrities and deem them as something to look up to have much lower IQ.
Well, that's interesting. So, Hannah, let me mansplain momentarily.
Thank
People
you.
said...
I wouldn't have known myself because I have such a little brain.
So, yeah, low IQ. People who, you reckon... Anyway, I was watching a documentary about a tribe. Don't know where it was. But what was extraordinary about them, like thousands of years ago, I mean, maybe tens of thousands of years ago, humans lived in small groups. maximum maybe 30, let's say, hunter-gatherers. They didn't grow crops. They went out every day and hunted. And so you're watching these guys, and this is present moment. It's amazing that now, even in this moment, people still live, small groups of people still live like we did tens of thousands of years ago. And so they're there with these bow and arrows, and one or two of them are fucking deadly shots. And these guys are shooting these little fucking marmosets, tiny little fucking squirrels. Now, over in the West, we'd look, oh my God, it's so big. Those lads are just going, fucking delicious, right? So they're going
fucking delicious.
They're going,
yeah.
And then they're running around trying to catch baboons. Baboons, apparently, not that but in this documentary, they're very clever, and they're on to the humans who are hunting them. And so there's this constant battle where the tribe is trying to be a few steps ahead of the baboons. But the thing is, some of them are naturally fucking great hunters. They just have that sort of nous. They just have that knowledge. They're able to read signs on the ground, and they go, oh yeah, and they pick up the shit. He's been here fucking 2 hours ago. That means he's fucking over there. And you can do. And then, like, there'd be other hunters, and that's your man, Daniel. He fucking killed 2 fucking zebras there last week. Yeah, and so there would be he would be a real star. Because he's providing food and people would look up to him, so it's built into our DNA. But nowadays, who's that guy in Gladiator 2? He's not a fucking star. Paul Mescal. He's a wuss. Paul Mescal, you're a fucking wuss. You can't hunt, you can't do anything, you can't fix my toilet. What can you do? You learn lines and go, oh, shadows and dust. And cut. But people look up to him like he's a great hunter. He's not a great hunter. He can't go... he'd last about 2 seconds in... he'd probably learn how to do it for a role.
What's the other actor? Original actor from Gladiator. What's his name?
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe doesn't... He said he doesn't even look at that movie. He doesn't even pay attention to a new Gladiator. He just dismisses it completely. Yeah,
any reviews, Daniel?
About the new Gladiator?
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything yet, but
it's shit.
I heard maybe it's not as good as obviously probably.
But it's probably good enough.
Probably,
we were talking about sequels.
About it.
Yeah.
And the only movies that had really good sequels is Toy Story.
That's right.
Toy Story. Every Toy Story is amazing.
It's funny, the guy
masterpiece.
Yes, it's interesting. And the guy, John, what was his guy? The guy's name, I can't remember. The producer or the guy behind Toy Story. He also did Cars, and actually, me and Fiona went to Cars 2. The it was the premiere. Fiona. It was the premiere.
Me and Fiona.
But it was anyway, the producer was there, and he was doing a Q&A afterwards, but it was so bad, such a load of shit. But anyway,
the movie,
I think baked into our DNA is that we need to look up to people. We need to have alphas in our tribes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a competition.
But what I'm saying, it's baked into our DNA. And so what is the natural order of things, alphas, so the silver screen or films has sort of circumvented or sort of tricked us into believing that these actors, we hero worship them. But what do they do? If you're in an emergency situation, are you going to call Paul Mescal or fucking that other gobshite? There's loads of them.
Tom Hanks?
He's not going to help you, man.
I mean, you don't need to rely on them to provide you food.
Yeah, I'm going to
ask them for any information. They don't know anything.
Yeah, they know fuck all.
Look,
Who was
Robert De Niro? He disgraced himself.
Who's that guy who was the sexy priest in the thing? What's that guy who's the sexy priest in
Andrew Scott?
Andrew Scott, yeah, he annoys me, that guy. I met him once at a thing.
I watched Ripley recently. The fantastic Mr. Ripley series
with Andrew Scott.
Yeah, and I thought it was actually good.
Oh no, I mean, sorry. Unfortunately, the thing is, he's a fucking great actor.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, Andrew Scott is a great actor. Right. Let's that side.
Yeah.
But I met him at the Ipsters, and he totally blanked me. I kind of went up. I might have been a bit drunk, and I was just saying hello, and he literally. he was disgusted by me. You know,
you drunk?
I don't know, whatever. But he would just, like, he wouldn't even, you know, shake my hand or whatever, or go, hey, Andrew, yeah, you were great. And he's going, like he was talking to a human statue of shit. So, like, I liked him up until the point he didn't like me.
Yeah, because
and now
you
I
took it
can't
personally.
Of course I fucking took it personally.
Okay. I met Jeremy Irons.
Oh, that's right, you did, at the IFTAs.
Yeah, remember?
Because me and Hannah, we used to live in Leeson Street, which is across the road from the Burlington, it was used to be called. And
we crashed the party.
And you were having a smoke, were you, with Jeremy?
Yeah, with Jeremy. And I said, I love your voice, Jeremy. And he said, yours is not bad either.
But it is a funny thing, though. It is a trick. Like, I feel like I've been tricked. I've been gaslit by, you know, whatever, media or pop, you know, because they need to sell tickets. It's the same with, do you know what it's the same as, like advertising? You know the way, like I'm picking Guinness. It could be any product. But there's a great ad where a grandson decides
they go into the rugby match
they're
together.
going to a GAA match, and he shows he buys. So this is a Guinness ad, and he buys his grandfather tickets for the GAA match in Ireland, and then and this beautiful moment between the grandfather and the grandson, you know, and then Guinness kind of shoved themselves into it and tried to align themselves with the love that a grandfather. What has liquid got to do with the love that grandfather and grandson has with each other? So it's almost you're drinking the love, the undying love of this generational thing, and it's bullshit. It's you know, even the national lotto. Anyway, a lot of these ads now. The voices, the male voices in these ads, they're so unthreatening, so kind of, hello, it's all kind of, you know, emasculated, debollocked voices. And so why are they doing that? What is that about? And by the way, any of these cuttlefish cunts who try to sort of feminize themselves a little bit, they're the ones to worry about. They are the creeps, the derelicts, the defectives, the mentally scary perverts, creeps.
I've got it.
You can trust me because I'm a bit of a cunt. Because I think people should be a bit cunty sometimes.
Yeah, do the low voice, David.
Shadows and dust.
Yeah, that's what we want. We want real men with real voices.
But anyway, it's all swings and roundabouts, as they say. It's cyclical, and maybe not this next generation, but the generation after will reject all this fucking woke bullshit. This obsession with race, obsession with this, obsession with that, and people who are openly trying to catch you out on racism. They're probably the most racist people. Because, like I said, I said, I had a friend for most of my childhood, and only when I was older did I realise he was black. Because I'm just saying that I was living the dream. Before. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. You were sending me things.
Oh no, because I was listening to Kamala Harris and opinion about the election, and then she was asked the question, and I wrote the answer she gave. So
wait a second. So this is during just a recent interview during her campaign.
Yeah, there's a campaign
and
going on.
It doesn't matter where the interview was. It was just
So it's just an interview anyway. Just a flippant question about what they have to do. What when the presidency, what you're gonna do. And she says, there was a lot that was done, but there's more to do.
That sounds like Bertie
I'm painting out... wait a second. I'm painting out things that has to... Oh, I'm planning out things that has to be done, but what need to be done. That's what she said.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
I must say that Kamala Harris...
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
and then she goes...
Yeah, I like her laugh though.
I like her laugh. It's very infectious.
But
like maybe not when you're standing out there as a president.
But the two of them are a bit mental. Like look, Trump, he just talks. Everything is a win. He's the hero of everything. It's impossible statistically to be right about everything. And he talks about, well, they're wrong, they're right. I'm wrong, I'm
because
right.
they're trying to get him.
Even when I'm wrong, I'm always right. I'm right.
Yeah.
I'm right. I'm right. I'm always right. But I'm trying to do Trump. I can't really do Trump, but I do Trump. I think Kamala Harris has quite a presidential-looking head.
Does she?
Yeah.
I think...
she just might get elected. I kind of sort of hope she does.
No,
somehow.
you know what I heard? That that Trump's going to win, but they're not going to let him to be inaugurated. That they might actually use the law they just passed in. It's a martial law. Just Biden, people are not aware. They passed the law first time in American history that they can use military force against their own citizen on American soil if they protest against the regime. I mean the.
I don't know. I don't know if that's been passed.
Yeah, has been passed.
Okay, well,
2 weeks ago, apparently.
That sounds bonkers. I don't think
It
it's
doesn't.
exactly.
Yeah, it is bonkers, but that's why they're gonna use that force, and they can introduce martial law.
I don't know.
There's gonna be a war.
Well, I mean, the good thing is we're safe over here because nobody is threatened by Ireland.
Because we've got a lucky pot.
But it's funny,
leprechauns.
you know the way we're talking about. It seems fascinating to us what's going on politically in the United States, but I wonder, nobody would be given a shit about what's going on politically in Ireland. Like, I'm in Ireland, and the minute I look at Simon Harris, he's also got the same name as Kamala Harris.
Oh yeah.
Wonder
That's a curse.
But Simon Harris, I just see him. He just looks like a young dude who's been badly aged up. It just looks like a bad makeup artist, not very talented makeup artist, has made him slightly look older. But he's so uncharismatic. But maybe all of them were. I was never.
You know what? I think the machine goes on. Is it Harris or is someone
Doesn't
else?
matter who it is.
Someone else.
Yeah.
A lot of laws are passed also in EU. So country on its own, which is a part of EU, unfortunately, does not have a say. So, all those EU countries are like sheeps, me, following the big deep state and serving maybe Germans.
Do you know what the deep state means, Daniel?
Apparently who's controlling all the strings?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Like Biden is eating ice cream on the beach, but everything works. Somebody must control the things.
So, we don't have to worry about that because we have no power and never will.
Well, we have no power over anything. Then
I was trying to do. I spent hours today trying to do a post, and I tried to do it a few days earlier as well. And I'm trying to rip into the idea that most people in Ireland, their biggest investment or the thing that they have that's cost them most amount of money is their house.
No, it should be.
Huh?
No, it should be like people should, and they should have a right own a house.
Okay, but and then then you hear people there's national conversations that go on in Ireland. One of them is the weather. Okay, they're all everyone's talking about the weather. On the weekend, it's all like, oh, I'd say you feel fucked this morning, Paddy. So everybody's fucked, everybody's wrecked on Sunday. These conversations. It's always been like this. Just people just don't, and then the other conversations about house prices and property. That's another very common, and one of them is, jeez, it's shocking, isn't it? Look at the price of that terraced house, 600 grand. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? Yet, people depend on the craziness of house prices and the increasing, so that their house goes up and up and up. So on the one hand, they're saying, oh, it's crazy, but they're loving the fact that house prices are going up, and because there aren't enough houses being built.
David,
right? Go on. What?
I just want to say that house pricing really matters. If you bought a house for an investment, if it's your own house, it does not really matter because you live in there. You need it for your own everyday
Yeah, but I mean, on the one hand,
existence.
people are saying, "Oh, how is that?" It's they're talking about it's crazy. How does this happen? Well, the point is that there's lots of young people, not enough houses being built, so therefore the ones that are here are going up in price. And then also, you can see people who've got the houses as investments. Like
So it's gone like ka-ching.
but it's so uncreative. It's so, it's so kind of introverted or introspective or myopic.
David, if you look at the billionaires, they all have properties. That's the first choice, and then they go.
Yeah, but I'm just,
stock and
you just
shares.
see these fuckers
Then you
walking.
go,
They both.
I was supposed to
Anyway.
buy Bitcoin when I was 49, and I just lost money on that because the platform collapsed. You know how much Bitcoin costs now? $70.
Yeah, $70,000
$70,000. Yeah.
for one Bitcoin. Anyway, like I'm trying to explain it, but I'm just saying that you can see there's certain people, they have a couple of houses, they divide each house into little rabbit hutches and rent them out to, poor students or whatever, take advantage of them. And they have this look in their eye like somebody's got a big cock, it's like big house energy. And they think they're very clever, very smart, but they're sniveling, slimy, greedy, unimaginative bastards, like clucking hens, sitting on, incubating their houses like a golden egg, just dreaming that the price constantly goes up. Well, fucking breaking news, the housing prices will not constantly go up, you unimaginative, crooked little, morally degenerate businessman, okay?
David, have you, that's it. You're not going to mention it ever again because you already mentioned that subject a few times. You have to get more creative. Like, forget about stupid houses.
You know what you were saying about celebrities. I think, I don't, especially like actors. Like, I don't think we need to like idolize them, but we can appreciate the stories they tell through.
Yeah.
Movies and TV shows.
Yes.
Like, yeah, we don't have to, like, obviously, as you said, Paul Mescal is going to fix your fridge or whatever. Like, but
you just need to act and remember lines.
Yeah, just look.
There's nothing more,
you can still enjoy the story. I think you can still like.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
No, I know, Daniel. Yeah, I'm just but they have.
Well, I think ads are getting crazier because they're looking for awards now or something. This ad,
are they?
Ad awards. I think
Well,
there's
there's
awards for ads.
There's no decent.
Listen, when you see the ad, I have an advice. If you see the ad, turn off your television, turn off the radio when the ad is on.
Yeah.
Okay? Because they hypnotize you and then tell you something what you don't want to know. They instill fear into your little head, especially in the evening. They tell you that you're gonna get sick and you need a health insurance. And then subconsciously, you wanna get sick because you wanna use that health insurance you're paying money for. Okay?
Well. Also, you're talking about film stars and all that.
Oh yeah, I wanted to say, Kamala Harris, she actually told people that Beyonce is gonna play at her rally, but Beyonce just appeared there to talk about women's right or abortion right. And she did not play one fucking song. And people just turned around and left in disgust.
So what?
I'm just
She
saying.
made promises, and Beyonce didn't play,
No, Beyonce did not make a promise. It's Kamala Harris.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Kamala Harris. Yeah.
No, not herself, but the people who work for her. Because
sorry, Daniel. It's just sorry, Hannah, because you were talking about people can appreciate the art and so on. About what were you saying about the film stars, Daniel? Go on.
Oh yeah, I was just saying, like, I mean, we don't have to idolize them. We can like just
appreciate the quality of their work
or the story. Yeah, but like, I think if more people just started looking less at them and more like storytellers, then maybe.
Well, a good example, Daniel, let's say, of why they are not impressive, important people, and they do not deserve to be idolized in any way, shape or form. I mean, listen to most actors being interviewed. they're just very boring, and they've got nothing to say. Well, I take this top secret.
Yeah. But, talking about celebrities, actually, I would love, like, if they keep their part, in a sense, they given a part in a big movie or something so many people's gonna watch, they should shut the fuck up after and stop talking about other stuff.
Yes, I agree. Look, here we go. Let's say Meryl Streep. It could be any actor. But if, because it's Meryl Streep and she's saying, oh, I remember one time I fell over on the chair. Because it's Meryl Streep. But if you say the exact words and get somebody else to speak them, it's like any conversation you've had with anyone at any day on a fucking Tuesday at 6 p.m. You know what I mean? So they're not, in general, they're not interesting people.
But you know what? Meryl Streep is such a bad example, because have you heard her just, talking about shite about anything? No.
Yeah.
Have you? Like, she's not really that vocal. Like,
you mean you don't see her on interview shows?
Not really, unless it's really a movie. She wouldn't just go and tell you, do this, do that, support political parties, or, she's really very neutral. She does the job for the movie. Otherwise, you wouldn't know anything about
Well, I do
her.
think that there are a lot of actors out here who actually don't do that many interviews because they don't want to ruin the kind of mystery or the fact that they're playing different characters. Because if you know somebody a bit too well, it's hard to sort of look beyond that. It's hard to see. It's hard to believe them as much as you would if you didn't know them at all.
Well, Robert De Niro can't stop talking. He should shut the fuck up. Oh my God. Send few gangsters against him. Are you yawning? Oh, how long we've been broadcasting?
How long have we been broadcasting, Daniel?
35 minutes.
Shit.
Oh shit, feels longer, and you have to cut out those guys because the noise was terrible.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
could call Jack. Maybe he hears
Leave
something. I know.
Jack alone.
Oh yeah, like it's a Halloween today. I mean, what's your favorite Halloween movie? Do you have
Well,
one?
I remember when I was a kid, and you'd watch. Was it Friday the 13th? And there was another film. I think it was called The Caller or something. And the big thing was, this girl was saying, "There's somebody outside. There's somebody calling me from whatever." And then the big thing was, "Wait, the call is coming from inside the house." And that was like, ah! And then in Friday the 13th, I think this is like going back to 1979 or something, whatever the first one, Daniel.
Right, yeah.
The big thing, they're on the lake, and then Jason kind of comes out from the water, and just everyone's like, I mean, they were the scary movies that I remember. But apparently, horror films, that genre is doing big business. It's super popular. But I find horror films, you're just like this.
But some they're funny, like Shaun of the Dead. That's
fantastic. Love
That's
it.
absolutely masterpiece.
All of his films actually are brilliant. What's his name? Daniel?
I don't know.
Daniel.
Nick Frost.
Yeah, Nick Frost and...
Okay, look it up.
No,
But there's
Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg. Yeah, there's Shaun of the Dead. There's
Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz. Well, Hot Fuzz, and then there's another one.
End of
End of the World.
End of the World.
Yeah, great films. Great, really,
but Shaun
really
of the
good.
Dead, very funny.
Yes,
Also,
brilliant.
Scary Movie is very funny as well.
Yeah.
It's like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, is it? I don't know. I think I watched the first one. It was really funny. Couldn't stop laughing. There was another one, like mockumentary about, the last Exorcist.
What was it called?
It was really, really good mockumentary.
Mockumentary.
The Last Exorcist, I think it was
Oh no,
called.
you're thinking of Blair Witch Project.
No. Well, let me have a
What was
look.
your favorite Halloween film, Daniel?
I don't know. I thought It. It.
Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah.
with Pennywise.
Yeah, the present one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the creepiest bastard,
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
he? It's really good.
That's good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Yeah,
And with
some of the scenes
Stellan Skarsgård's
Yeah,
son, he plays it really well, doesn't he?
Alexander Skarsgård. No, just like Pennywise is really freaky, and like some of the old ladies, or in the movie, like they get a really freaky in the movie. Just like they suddenly appear and
yeah, and the nun. Did you see the nun?
Oh,
that was a scary one.
Yeah, I think I might have seen it. Yeah,
but like this is the shtick, So you have the lead actor. They're walking in a corridor. They hear a noise in a room, and then they look into the room. And the music swells, and there's nothing in the room, right?
Yeah.
And then they turn around. They think something's behind them. The music swells, and they're like, "Oh fuck!" But then
suddenly
the thing is there again, right? So then they look at and so that's what they do, the bastards. And we know they're going to do it. Yeah, but there's a lot of good films. Like Smile was quite a good one.
Oh yeah, Smile. What was another one? Halloween. Just called Halloween.
The Conjuring.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, that one was called The Last Exorcism.
Yeah.
Mockumentary. The last, Reverend Cotton Market at the rural Louisiana farm, expecting to perform just another routine ritual. It's really good.
What's it called? The Conjuring.
No, that was The Last Exorcism, and it's a mockumentary. It's actually from 2010. I didn't think it was that long ago, but it's really good. Actually, it's really good.
Okay. Daniel, anything in the news?
I couldn't think of anything this week.
Have you seen Long Legs?
No, I haven't.
I thought you were Nicolas Cage's fan.
Yeah, well, I was the fan, but then it's kind of waned a bit, the love.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
We move on.
Yeah.
But that movie is apparently very good.
Yeah. Well, I'm watching a series called The Shield. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
No.
It's like a American cop show. It's got it's got Walton Goggins and Michael Chiklis.
But it's been around for quite long.
Yeah, no, it's been around for a while. But just like if there's a really good series you want to watch, like cop show that's kind of in the same vein as The Wire, like.
I never watched The Wire.
Yeah, well, The Wire is good, and then The Shield is really good as well.
I used to love a TV show, cop show called Hill Street Blues.
Oh, right.
That was in the 80s, wasn't it?
Do you know one called Prime Suspect?
Yeah, that was good as well.
Yeah,
with Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren, yeah. I never actually watched it, but I heard it's meant to be good. Yeah.
Yes. I'm so tired now, exhausted. Like,
so how is it gonna be? What about your date? Are you gonna go on a nap or on a date?
No.
You're gonna yawn in her face.
Like David, like a date or a nap? Nap.
I did ask Des Bishop to come on the show because he's in town, and
he didn't want.
Well, I don't know, he was busy doing stuff. But I hate asking people. Do you know what I mean? But it would have
been.
Well,
you don't ask people; you command them. What do you?
You take them hostage.
You take them hostage. You drag him over. You were supposed to ask.
We did gigs.
No, Blonetnikov. Blonetnikov would be very funny.
We did gigs in the. We did gigs. Well, you should ask her. We did gigs in.
I ask her. Can I ask her?
Yes.
I said I was gonna bring this guy from the guide, the movie guy.
Yeah.
And he's amazing because he knows all the movies. And I suggested, and you said no.
Okay, bring him too. Me and Des were playing in the Galway Comedy Festival. He played in Leisureland, which I think holds 1,000, and I played in Galway Town Hall Theatre. That gig was good. And then I did a gig in the Roisin Dove. And I was doing sort of Bull Mick, because I'm trying to update I did this character in the TV show called The Savage Eye, and Bull Mick was this kind of stereotypical barman, bit racist, bit homophobic, whatever. And I was doing impressions of him. Like, some of the older guys in the audience love it, but then other people, they just don't like it and they're a bit disgusted by it or something like that. And then I felt kind of, as I walked off stage, I felt like, a band, from the 80s who had one hit, and they're still schlepping around that fucking hit in just increasingly smaller fucking venues, and I just felt so disgusted, and I just wanted to walk. I walked really quickly back to my hotel room to actually escape the feeling of myself, which is a weird thing to do. Like, you're so attached to yourself, it's hard to walk away from yourself. But I've tried to update the Bull Mick. I think there is something there, but I'm not sure if I should, or if it's. And what happens to me is, if I don't get a momentum, or if the flow isn't right at a gig, I'll go back to really old jokes, and I feel so disgusted. But I'm so used to feeling disgusted, I just do it anyway. It's kind of like, addicts, like people, like, how can you drink when you feel so bad the next day? Well, you just do.
David, I think Bull Mick is such a classic thing that
but I think it just has to be.
You should disregard whatever feeling anybody has and have like a little shtick with Bull Mick. Or maybe bring, timeless Gardies.
Okay. But anyway, I think...
I love Gardies. Do some Gardies.
Oh, I can't do it. What? I can't remember.
Okay. You could do a Gardie dance. You had a... You made that music, which is actually quite good. And
there's a few people.
And then you could do that,
at the
dance
end.
at the end. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Bring Daniel and Chuck. Two audience members. They would love it. Bring them on stage.
God, I'm so exhausted, Daniel.
Yeah. Because we're doing the podcast, that's why.
No, because it's warm. It's too warm or something.
It's to blame for this current weather we're having.
But I have to say, congratulations to Hannah for putting in the effort, because it's really good makeup, isn't it, Daniel?
Yeah, it is.
And did you do? How long did it take you to do at home?
Half an hour. Well, it does take time. It's never like you sort of think you're gonna do it, but taking this, taking that,
Yeah.
Oh my God, you can't stop yawning.
It's like, you know the way you look at Hannah, she's like a curse or something. Every time I look at her, I just feel like sleeping. It's just like
I'm coming to rescue.
It's a weird little right. We have to get a fucking guest, guys. What, Daniel? Don't we? We so do. It's like there's something slightly, Samuel Beckett about this situation. We're just stuck in this fucking loop where we're just interviewing ourselves and talking. I'm just looking over at Hannah and I'm just like,
this is like
shut up.
Not only Samuel Beckett, we're going to Kafka's sort of situation.
Daniel, take us out of here. Do something. Say something. What I said to you, come up with some topics, Daniel.
Yeah, I know.
And you didn't do anything.
I went for a nap.
Oh, you little.
I know.
I'll tell you. I have to say
that's why I was late. I'm sorry.
I have to say those post-gym naps. When you've been working out, the naps are really like you don't. The way you sleep, kind of fitfully sometimes when you go to sleep and you're moving around. When you're really physically tired, you just lie down and you don't move because your muscles are just like. It's a really. Quite a lovely sleep.
And it took you 50 years to experience that.
Well, a long time, yeah. Well, I must say my personal trainer is giving me a hard time because she says I have to take my protein shakes. She tells me, so I'm gonna drink them now for a few weeks and see.
Before a workout, or after?
No, after workouts. And because I was taking them with water and it didn't taste very, and then I took it with milk and it tastes nicer.
So you have to do a shake.
Yeah.
Can't wait when you're just gonna grow as like what's that? It's spinach.
Popeye.
Popeye.
But look, I'm getting some.
There's something popping there, but like.
Yeah, you see, there's something there, isn't there? Yeah. This is stupid. Okay, look, guys. Very happy Halloween. I hope you all have a great evening. And I have to say, though, people talk about. I'm not a big fan of dressing up and all that shit. And I mean, there's something normal about it. I don't know. It's just like, okay, really, are we doing?
We're having fun.
The thing I genuinely love about Halloween is the little children call into the house, and it's for them, just like Christmas should be, mostly for kids. And I just adore it. And they're there, and they're knocking door to door, and they're all excited in their little outfits and their little disguises, and it's funny because for one night only they're doing the exact opposite.
It's really sweet.
You see, it's this, Daniel. It's the accumulation of this carry-on that it just cripples me. And so by 10 minutes of this madness, but I have to put up with it because
I think it's Hannah's doing a Halloween special.
Oh yeah, she is maybe. But it's funny. I heard someone say that for that one night, kids are doing the exact opposite to what they're told to do for the rest of the year. Like, do not call on strangers' doors. Do not take candy from. Anyway, but their kids, their mom and dads are all there. What's really cute actually is you'll see the little kids that are all dressed up, and then you look at the mom and she's dressed up and she's fucking really hot. It's amazing. Okay, and moving on. But anyway, I remember being a kid in Halloween and getting dressed up, and everybody's in their house and we all meet up, and it's great fun. It's so exciting. So that is a tradition that must never stop, because anybody who is cynical about that will fuck off, unless of course you might have had a shit childhood or whatever. But it's a beautiful thing to perpetuate and to hand over from kid to generation. And so I adore it. So even though I am an old humbug, that the little kids, and so get them all sweets or whatever the fuck they want. I mean, the idea of giving them apples and fucking whatever, like I have to give them chocolate. And it's so funny the way some kids, that their little chubby hands and they're just grabbing in, and you're just like, oh Jesus. And then there's other ones, the other ones, the little shy ones at the back, and they don't want to come forward, and then you have to give them more. And so I love it all. It's too much. I can't handle it.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Oh, it's so funny. So my ex-neighbour, Aisling and their kids, Lily, Jesus Christ, Sean. So little Sean and Lily. Now I remember them when they're little babies, right? Now I think Sean is 6, but smart as a whip. And little Lily, she's 3 or something. So they're just visiting because the brother stays there, so they're just visiting. The two of them came up and knocked on the door. I could just hear this little tiny knock, and I said, "Hi guys," and then they were sweeping the leaves off the footpath. They were doing me a favour, and then little Lily says, "What's your job?" And I said, "I play guitar and make people laugh." That's not a job. No, that's sweet.
But why didn't you say I am a comedian?
Well, maybe she wouldn't understand. But then it's so funny the way kids are so curious and smart, and their brains are. Because I have you remember Al Porter gave us a fern for as a gift. So I took the fern outside, and I was trying to take all the dead leaves off it. And so there's a slight pile of leaves outside the house. And then the little kid, Sean, said, "Those leaves aren't from any tree around here. They're from a bush or something." Like really smart. And then I said, "Well, yeah, well, let's." Then I said to Sean, "Let's find." But it really just let's find where the bush is. And there was so then I showed him the fern. And he said, "Oh, so we'd solve this, mystery." And then this little kid says to me, "Did you know that ferns were around since the dinosaurs?" I just think it's amazing. Like a little 6-year-old can, I just miss.
Did he say it, or
yes,
you said it?
He said it.
Oh my.
But I'm just saying that I miss when our kids were small. Okay, you're terrible. I'm just trying to tell a story. Oh, fuck off. Anyway, they're just gorgeous little kids.
Well, you cannot say fuck off the clown.
Okay, folks.
That clown's gonna follow
do you wish
all
me and Jack
night
were
long.
Do you wish Jack and me were small all the time, so you can constantly dose over us saying smart things when we're young?
Yeah.
Okay.
He just compensated the past.
Okay. Okay.
This is like psychotherapy.
Thank you very
David.
much, Jack. Daniel. Thank you very much, Hannah, my Prince Daniel. Hannah.
Just please comment.
And like and subscribe.
Subscribe. We open
Have a great Halloween.
Patronage page, and please please
No,
buy
we
us
haven't-
coffee.
we haven't done
No,
that.
no.
Okay, we will do.
Anyway,